Chicago, Chicago, my kind of town. This is from the great city of Chicago, and we were talking yesterday. By we, I mean me. Talking yesterday about Brandon Johnson in Chicago, blaming slavery and Richard Milhouse Nixon for the state of affairs with black-on-black violence in Chicago. And they were talking about teen takeovers. And Brandon Johnson has said things as ridiculous as, we cannot incarcerate our way out of violence. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If you lock up the people perpetrating the violence, they can't perpetrate violence anymore. And if you're consistent with locking them up, there are other people that might have perpetrated some violence that go, maybe I'll take a break, considering they're throwing people in jail for these teen takeovers and street takeovers and vandalism, assault, robbery, the usual shit. So, Chicago and Mayor Brandon Johnson had said, we need to bring the youth to the table here. We have all these meetings with city council and the mayor and other politicians in our city, and we talk about how we should deal with these teen takeovers and teen violence that's going on in Chicago. Well, we need to bring these teens into these meetings. What do? We can't possibly understand why they're doing these things. Hi, this is Anthony Cumia.
Hello, I'm Gavin McInnes.
And together we're Compound Censored.
And we would like you to subscribe with this deal using this promo code right below me right now.
Do it, because it's very entertaining. So we'll get him in here, and meanwhile, constructively, they should be meeting with the police brass and talking about how they're not going to let this happen anymore. If there's a street takeover, the Chicago Police Department should swoop down on it and start racking some heads and arresting these motherfuckers. But of course not. Brandon Johnson and company have to coddle. They must coddle the childlike black people in Chicago, because if they don't, they will be looked at as and Uncle Toms and working for the man. So their policies are based on nothing but skin color. The thing that was supposed to be non-existent. Race is a social construct, judged by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. It's been said forever. But meanwhile, all they do, all these politicians, Brandon Johnson is the poster boy for this. And everything he does is based on the color of skin and not getting results, not doing what needs to be done. So they invite these teens into these meetings to read off what? A list of their demands? What are they going to get from this? When you listen to this, it's hilarious. First of all, the inability to actually read is astounding. And I don't know how black, especially young black people in 2026 still have this accent and dialect like they just walked out of the old cabin on the plantation to go into the field. How do they still sound like 17 or 1800s black people? It's amazing. It's fucking amazing to me. All right, let's watch.
Safety comes from creating environments where teens feel welcome, respected, and protected. Instead of focusing on restrictions, we should focus on creating more opportunities for young people.
They took all the free spaces from us, and they expect us not to go to the beach or go downtown. But but there's nowhere for us to connect or meet new people.
So we heard from the
Pause
majority
for
of
a minute.
alders who spoke about.
They took all the spaces away from us. They don't expect us to go to the beach or the. Well, yeah. Why do you think that happened? Because you fuck it up when you go there. These teens are saying like, well, you took away all our places that we can go. Why do you think we go to the beach? Because you took away all the places. Well, why were those places taken away? Because you go there, fight, rob, vandalize, kill, rape, maim. What are they supposed to do? We need places to go. Oh, so you can fuck them up. And that's something that the politicians and the likes of Brandon Johnson don't understand. This isn't a problem of not enough spaces and places and things to do for the youth. They've been coddled and told they're so amazing and told anything they do, they have a reason to because of slavery for so long. It's so ingrained in them that they feel an entitlement to committing crimes and fucking up county fairs and amusement parks, water parks, picnics in public places. Everything. They're entitled to that. So if you hold a meeting and say, well, we need to open up places and give them more opportunities to do things that aren't violent, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. You could put a revolving door on a YMCA that is unlocked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you think these fucking people want to go in and play ping pong? Really? How about a little shuffleboard? Huh? How about that? Is that going to just bring in all these gang members that are slinging dope on the corner and anybody they deem as competition or that they've been disrespected? Oh, just give them a ping pong paddle and an open door to a YMCA. What an unrealistic way of looking at how to maybe address this problem. All right, let's watch a little more.
How it's the city's responsibility to create more safe spaces and that adults need to listen to teenagers and meet them where they're at.
Meet them where they're at. Meet them where they're at. Yeah, do that. When they're at a teen takeover, meet them with the police. Meet them where they're at. When they're at a mall beating people up and stealing from poor K Jewelers, meet them with the police, with nightsticks. And meet them where they're at. I like that idea. But no, invite them to your meeting so they could say, we need more bases. You took away our bases that we was at, and now we don't have a place to be at. Yeah, because you fuck it up. You fight. You fucking... Oh, jeez. It's astounding, isn't it? Everything's astounding to me. I'm quite astounded. I think I had something else from Chicago. No? And all my Chicago news. There's the, you might have heard, the dream team for Carmelo Anthony. I guess after the conviction and sentencing, 35 years for the murder of Austin Metcalf, that they decided they need a black legal team. That'll do it. A black legal team to file the appeal, which a judge decides. They're very leery to turn over a conviction on appeal. There has to be something really inappropriate that happened during the trial in order for a judge to overturn a conviction on appeal or overturn the conviction, maybe order a new trial, what have you. Something has to be glaring. Judges don't usually, well, there's some fucked up judges out there. We've seen that. They might get a judge that decides, oh, he's black. Let's fucking, let's accept his appeal. So in a perfect world, the way it's supposed to work, there was no glaring errors or no moment in this trial where people went, uh-oh, there's some grounds for appeal. They have the jury thing that there weren't any black people on the jury, but every indication as per the law is that you don't have to have the same racial makeup as the defendant in order to have a fair trial of your peers. It's not part of it. Race plays no part of it. And if you say that there's a racial aspect to jurors, that if more blacks are on a jury, that they would be more apt to acquit a black defendant, then you're being racist, and you're also admitting to the fact that blacks and whites think differently, respond differently to hearing the same exact evidence based on the race of the defendant, which is not good. That's not good. I personally do believe that we are different and that a black jury would be more apt to acquit a black defendant. I think white juries are much more fair and unbiased as far as race goes than a black jury would be, depending on even with a black defendant. I think a white jury would be more just. That doesn't mean they're letting them off the hook. That just means they'll consider the evidence and make a determination as to guilt or innocence with more adhering to the evidence more than emotion, or just based on he's the same color I am, so I need to vote to acquit. I think black people are notorious for doing that. So I don't really know if that's grounds for appeal. I don't think so. It's absolutely what they're going to run with. The trial itself, there was no indication that this was self-defense, and somehow through the trial, through biased or misconduct by the judge or the prosecution or incompetence of the defense attorney, there's nothing in there that would fit the grounds to appeal, to overturn the conviction. It was a week-long trial. We pretty much heard and seen every aspect of it. And there wasn't the aha moment where the defense goes, oh, here's your fucking appeal, dude. Look at this. The judge did this or that, or we found out that witnesses were paid, or so. There was nothing. There was a conga line of prosecution witnesses with the same story. They came one after another, and they were white and black kids that witnessed it directly with their own eyes and had the consistent story that Austin Metcalf told this guy to leave. He would not leave, told him numerous times, put his hand on his shoulder, gave him a shove, and told him, hey, you got to go. And the answer that Carmelo Anthony had was a knife to the chest, killing Austin Metcalf, which the jury decided was murder. There was nothing in that case that a judge would take as grounds to overturn that conviction. They're going to try. They're going to play the race card. They got one of the attorneys from the NAACP, for God's sake. And there are other black civil rights attorneys. They're going to try to make this a civil rights issue. They're going to evoke names from the past. Emmett Till, motherfucker. This guy, this black motherfucker was all that shit. You think they played the race card the trial? The appeal process is going to be all race-based. Problem is, for them, more likely, is that it's not a jury that decides whether the conviction can be overturned on appeal. A judge decides it. And I still believe, especially in that jurisdiction of Texas, they have judges that don't fuck around. They take the evidence, weigh it, and make a decision. Just like the judge ran the case during the trial. No bullshit, no shenanigans. It was clear cut. Only took a week. That's how fucking strong the prosecution's case was and how the defense had nothing as far as self-defense goes. So the Dream Team is together. And already they've dredged up something in the past of one of the lawyers on the Dream Team, Justin Moore. This guy, yeah, you know what he wanted more of? Booze, apparently. Little booze. Here is a DWI that this attorney got. Justin Moore, part of the Dream Team, his 2015 DWI arrest. Let's watch, shall we?
In the early hours of January 4th, Justin Moore was 6 months in as a Dallas County Assistant DA. He was the head of his own nonprofit for mental health and one day shy of his 28th birthday. But none of that helped him as he sat in the car seen through the lens in this dashcam video. Around 2:30 a.m., Dallas police pulled Moore over on 67 near Ledbetter for swerving through lanes.
I did like 110 to catch up to him because he was flying.
Officers say they can smell alcohol on his breath, and minutes later, you hear Moore try to tell them who he is.
We got an assistant district attorney out here, and I'd just like to have a supervisor out here because he's threatening us, saying I'm going to get you fired for arresting me and all this and that.
In the video, you hear police
right
eventually move Moore 6 months.
It's not the DWI part. Look, some of my best friends have gotten DWIs. But it's not that part. It's the entitlement. It's the I'm an assistant district attorney. If you proceed, I will have you fired. That's the shit. That's the shit that makes it go from a DWI, which, you know, poor judgment, to, oh, fuck this guy. Yeah, fuck this asshole. Lock him up. Lock him up it's the entitlement. I'm a assistant district attorney. You can't do this to me. Fuck you. And that's just what happened. And that's the problem. He's part of the legal Dream Team. This is the guy. And he will use any excuse and any entitlement, leverage through his gig to try to get out of trouble. And I'm sure this is how he'll approach the case. Trying to intimidate, trying to say it's something else instead of what it really is, and trying to use his position and race as a way to win. Let's watch.
In the video, you hear police eventually move Moore to the back of the squad car as his is towed away. Moore claims his arrest comes down to race.
Are you guys listening? You guys KKK? This awful time.
You can hear officers remind him he's being recorded, but in the moment, he seems to defiantly accept his fate.
I hope I get fired. I don't want to be a part of Dallas County with this. I this is on camera too.
It was, and he was fired. There's no trace of that nonprofit. And now this video serves as a reminder of how quickly an accomplished life can change. In Dallas, Marie Saavedra, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Melissa. Are you with the Ku Klux Klan? What? You the KKK? That's the mindset. This guy's 6 months into a dream gig, assistant DA, and he fucks it up. Took me 20 years to get fired. Huh? This motherfucker fucked up his gig. But now he's an independent, defense attorney, I guess, working on this Dream Team. And he's a racist. He hates white people. He thinks everything that happens to black people is because the KKK and shit like that. And that's how he goes through life. And I'm sure that's how he treats every single black defendant that he has, is that the system is systemically racist. White people are racist. The America's white supremacy. And you need to excuse this young man for murdering this horrible white kid. I expect a rational judge to deny any appeal that is made on behalf of Carmelo Anthony by his dream team. I just don't see it happening. And I also, you could take it another way and think, all right, let's think emotionally. Let's think black, white, race, the way we don't get along with each other. Do they really want to dredge this back up? Dredge? Do they really want to dredge this back up? Oh, yeah, let's grant him an appeal. Now there's another trial. Now it's a black defense bringing up all kinds of race shit. And then if he's convicted again, now the blacks go even crazier. What's there, a white guy there? Yeah. Co-counsel, second chair, Michael Ware. Where's the black guy? Fuck yeah. Michael Ware looks like a fucking monster. They had to get the white guy. But, all right, they got a Ben Crump Law she works with, the woman. Oh, she must be a treat. Russell Wilson II. They need to fly a lawyer. Tell Carmelo, tell everybody how the fly lawyer got you off. Well, I was convicted of murder and given 35 years. 35 years! Tell him how the fly lawyer got you off for 35 years. The fly lawyer came in. He got me an appeal. And within a day, I was back out on the streets. And they said it was self-defense. That's what the fly lawyer do for you, right, Carmelo? Now I'm going to write a song. Carmelo Anthony. Love the fly lawyer. I keep tabs on him. The second there's a good video from the fly lawyer, I will play it. But he's been doing a lot of music stuff. And his interviews with his clients aren't as fun, I'll get it, though. The fly lawyer. That's who they need on the dream team. How do you have a dream team of black lawyers without the fly lawyer being in there? So if you enjoyed that clip,
then subscribe to Compound Censored using this promo code.